What's up, fam? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope all of you guys are doing good today. So for today's video, we're going to be discussing the faults of the school system. We all know that school teaches us a lot of stuff that is useful and a lot of stuff that is useless when you exit school, right? So today I'm going to be going through the stuff that I should have taught while we're in school to prepare us for the outside world. So please stick with me till the end of this video because this video is packed with a lot of knowledge. I don't want you guys to miss any of it. Now, the first thing school doesn't teach us how to do is to make money when we leave. Yeah, I think that's an obvious one. I say this because, right, why do you go to school? To study, right? Why do you study? To get a job. Why do you want to get a job? To get money. So if the goal at the end of the day is to get money, why didn't you just teach us how to get money in the first place in school? Why had to go through all that, drama in the beginning? And the thing is, most adults don't even know how to make money themselves. What they will tell you to do is go and get a high paying job and that's how you'll make money but most of the times people with high paying jobs still end up struggling financially at the end of the day. And I didn't see it, but they still want to know why? Because they don't understand how money works. Okay, so let me tell you how money works once you know what you're doing, right? Okay, because say this for example. Let's say you get paid $25 per hour. The max you can get in a day is $600 if you're working 24 hours a day. We know you're not going to work so long, right? And if you take no breaks at all for the whole entire week, you work 7 days per week, you make $4,200 per week, right? And for the month, that'll give you 16,800 for the month, which will give you 201,000 per year, right? We know that's not realistic, right? But it's a hypothetical thing I was talking about, right? Nobody's gonna work without any breaks for a whole year straight. But just trying to show you something. You working all those hours for a whole entire year and you're making 201,000, right? When there are people who are not even working more than 8 hours a day and getting millions, right? From whom? How? This is because the wealthy don't focus or work for earning money, right? They focus on creating systems that will make money for them, which are assets. That's what the wealthy does. They create or build assets to make money for them, right? So while you out using your time for money, they're using money to create time, which will give them more money later on in the future. That's what people don't understand or don't know. And they also have multiple streams of income. They don't live paycheck to paycheck. When you go to your job, you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? But the wealthy, they have multiple streams of passive income. So they don't have to work, so they know how their money are secure. Alright, I know that's a very long point, right? But I just wanted everybody on my channel to know, to gain knowledge, right? To basically know a little bit more about how the system works so you wouldn't be trapped, right? That's what I'm here for, right? I got you guys. Don't worry. Another thing the school system doesn't teach us how to do is how to properly budget our money. I notice I use the word properly, right? Because I know when you're in school they'll show up a little bit, right? But they wouldn't show it the right way. The right way is to have it sectioned off into essentials, miscellaneous, savings, and investments, right? That is what your budget is supposed to have. So what a typical budget might look like is 50% for essentials. That's like your bills, your groceries and stuff. Your rent, your stuff you can't live it out. Around 20 to 30% miscellaneous, like other stuff on the side that you want to do, and maybe a next 20 to 30% to save and invest, right? It all depends on you. Some stuff I take into consideration that you might not know before is you try when you're making a budget, try not to make your rent or your cost of living more than 30% of your income, right? Try and keep it 30% and less. Most people go above 30% and that's how they spend too much on living and they mightn't even know it, right? So keep that in mind. 30% and less is how much you would like to spend on either renting or your cost of living, like your mortgage per month. Another thing most people forget to do is to save for retirement, right? And don't just save to save, right? Put it in a special retirement fund. Like I know in America, I saw it have the 401ks or the Roth IRAs. I know in other countries they might have different forms of doing it. Like in so what you have to try to do is just find out what your country has, and you try to make a fund where you can put money in per month. So by the time you reach a certain age, I don't know, 40, 50, 60, depending on how much money you put in per month, you can retire earlier, right? Because the money will be compounding. When they compounding, it will grow larger. The more money put in for the longer period of time, right? So just focus. Just don't forget that retirement. Don't forget to put money in for retirement. Most people forget that per month, and to put money in to save in case you have a rainy day. What I mean by that is, I just say times get hard for a little bit. At least have 5 to 8 or 9 months of your monthly essentials saved. That's like your living and groceries and stuff saved. And why I said that specific around 5 to 8 or 9 months is because it's just to give yourself enough time to get back on your feet, basically. Next point that kind of correlates with the first point is schools don't teach you about assets and liabilities, right? How assets work, what are assets, what are liabilities. Schools doesn't teach you that, right? And that's the very important thing you need to know in this lifetime. So, in simple terms, an asset is something that brings money into your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. And people normally get mixed up between each one because in different scenarios, it can work differently. Some people might say the house is their asset, their biggest asset, but in fact, it's actually a liability because you have to pay the mortgage on your house per month, and after paying the mortgage on your house per month, you have to pay for different repairs or whatsoever the case may be, right? They can't really call it an asset because money is not coming in from the house unless you choose to sell the house. If you're a real estate investor and you buy houses and sell it, and that's where you get your money. Or if you buy a house and rent it out, that's where you get your income. Yes, your house is an asset like that. But if you buy a house to live in it, it's not an asset because you're not choosing to make it into an income. You're choosing to live in it, right? And you're choosing to put the money on it per month. It's not really an asset. It's actually a liability because it's taking money out of your pockets. I hope you guys understood the example I gave, because that is a very common example, right, of the assets and liabilities. So hopefully you guys got what I was saying in my examples of how money works, right? Now we're gonna talk about a little bit about credit, because I know the majority of people don't know about how credit actually works. So this next point is going to be dealing with credit cards. Most people, you take credit cards, they buy stuff online or in real life, thinking, it's just their money. They can swipe away and buy something. Oh, I don't have the cash in my pocket. Let me use my credit card, right? Oh, no, no, no. That's terrible idea. One time. Cut out one time. Come on, family, I'm going to save you with this point here. The credit card is the bank's money that they're loaning to you, right? So when you're using the credit card, you're actually using the bank's money. And the bank, when they say use your money just so, you have to pay them back. And when you're paying them back on interest, and the interest rates are normally very high. And when I say the interest rates are high, I mean it's high. And it goes up the faster, the longer you take to pay it back, right? And that's how people end up in credit card debt, right? And that's a very frustrating thing to be in, because it takes a while for you to pay it off. To avoid that on the whole, do not buy things on credit if you know you cannot pay back for it long term, right? You see, you normally use a credit card so your credit score or your rating will go up, right? But it only goes up once you pay your bill on time. If you don't pay your bill on time, obviously your credit rating will go down. But if you keep paying it on time, it will go up, right? And in order for you to pay it on time, you have to have the exact amount of money. So if you're gonna buy something on credit, please make sure that you have sufficient funds so you'll be able to pay back at the end of the month, right? So your credit score will go up and you would not end up in debt, because you will want your credit score to go up, because the higher your credit score is, the easier for you to get a loan if in case you want to get something in the future. So as you can see, there are some very important points that I mean that the school system does not teach you. And in your later years, if you do not know some of these points, you'll end up in a lot of financial stress. And here now, I don't want anybody at all, especially people on my channel, to end up in financial stress. Because that is a headache you don't want to deal with at all, at all, at all. And I know some people might want to argue and say, well, Ronaldo, that's why schools have a business section and that's why you choose to do business, right? Well, I have to disagree with you on that because this is not just about learning business as a subject. This is about something that happens in every single adult everyday life, not just a business person. Like this is every adult's life. We all have to deal with this. So why you have to make it a separate subject? And I bet when you make it a separate subject, it won't even touch on it in depth like how I would know it in depth from my many hours of research. And I know right now there are a lot of adults who are in a financial stressful situation because they were not taught this stuff while they were in school, right? So that's why I'm telling my viewers here about it so they won't have to learn it the hard way, right? So if you guys stuck with me to the end of this video, I appreciate it a lot, and I know you guys also learned something along with it. If you guys like or appreciate what I shared today, please drop a like on this video. It'll be much appreciated and the YouTube algorithm will know to send this video out to many more people. Please subscribe, comment what you think about this video, and peace out.